Things to note for three-word phrasal verbs. Here are a couple of things for you to note about three-word phrasal verbs regarding the meaning. Some three-word phrasal verbs are easy to work out without knowing the meaning beforehand. For example, take care of means to look after and care for. If you didn't know the meaning beforehand, you could quite easily work it out. I'm taking care of my 2 young nephews today. However, most three-word phrasal verbs are difficult to work out unless you have studied the meaning or you use context to help you. Have a look at this phrasal verb, talk back to. This is quite tricky to work out without knowing the meaning beforehand. The meaning is to respond impolitely, so to reply to someone in a rude way. For example, my mother used to get really angry when I talked back to her. Because the meaning of talk back to itself is tricky to work out, you can use clues in the sentence to help you. For example, the word angry indicates that I did something bad to my mother. So we can get closer to the meaning of the three-word phrasal verb this way. When you come across a new three-word phrasal verb, when you're reading, for example, try to use context if the meaning isn't clear. Very often, these phrasal verbs have a different meaning to what they appear to be. For example, talk back to. It doesn't sound like we're talking rudely, but that's the meaning. So use the clues within the sentence to help you get closer to the meaning. Use the context as a guide. You cannot always get the exact meaning, but you can have a good idea of the meaning, whether it's positive or negative, for example. So talk back to is quite negative. So now move on to the speaking and listening practice exercises for these three-word phrasal verbs. Remember, we're going to focus on the 10 phrasal verbs that we looked at in the first lecture. See you there.